Okay, I'm finally doing it. The Thunderstorm Inquisitor. Now, I think I'm just going to try and bang the rest of these videos out, because I've kind of laid the groundwork for the other ones, or in the other couple of Inquisitor videos I've done. So this one is a bit more successful than the other two I've done, but there's still a bit of a problem. The Thunder used to be one of my favorite weapons. It used to be like the bread and butter for like the Carnage builds and such. However, today the Thunder has kind of lost some of its luster. It doesn't hit nearly as hard as it used to, and everything else kind of hits even harder with all the component weapons. The Thunder, and here's what's weird, the Storms are stronger than the Thunder, it would seem, as are the Gust, proportionately. Like, if the Storm was just modified to be a heavy weapon, it'd probably scale to be a bit stronger than the Thunder. And I'm showing you the numbers here, but if you go on the site, it's kind of hard to find some of the numbers. Like, it says the reload time and the firing rate for the Storms are the same, and I don't think that's necessarily accurate. That and the Storm has a different clip capacity. Now, both the Storms and the Thunder are kinetic weapons. Now, that means they do extra damage to physical shields, but what the draw was always with these shotgun weapons, the shotgun variety, was that they had the ability, they had like a spread. And so they do like a ton of damage, but from a distance, like most of that damage would spray off and not hit the target. And up close, you'd just kill your target. However, that was useful because it'd be a lot of damage that could be used to take out Ancile shields. And so this originally was a good weapon for like synergy and bringing down Ancile shields so that your death button teammates could do more damage on the field. So this build seems to work a bit better, of course, than like my range build, and certainly better than, the RDB Inquisitor. However, it's not perfect, and what really hurts me and what makes me kind of sad about this build is the weakest thing about this build seems to be the Thunder itself. Because the Thunder used to be like kind of a big deal, but now it's like it's kind of a waste of a weapon slot. It's like a redundancy. The Storm is just good enough on its own, and I mean, it's certainly difficult to use the shotgun weapons because you have to get really close for them to be very effective. But the thing is once you are that close, the Storm shreds far more effectively than the Thunder seems to. And I mean, just watching this footage, like, I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure, I think the firing rate for the Storm might be a little faster than the Thunder. It's hard for me to... And I mean, if I'm being honest here, and I kind of let it be known, I think the Storms look stupid. They're really kind of small and underwhelming looking for, like, medium weapons. And on the Inquisitor, it just looks silly. But, I mean, it is pretty effective. And so, this video is a little short, so I'm going to include another little component here. These are the Torrents. And the Torrents are kind of a fan favorite. They're Adrian Chong's favorite. They're a very strong weapon. They're plasma or energy based or whatever. They have a quick reload and they dish out some pretty nice damage. But that said, like, these will, of course, be in other builds. But, I mean, there's also the element of, like, there's a bug where the plasma sometimes goes through and doesn't hit the target. I hope they fix that. But this is a strong weapon. However, there's a kind of a misconception, I think. I don't want to sound too pretentious, but it's like you put strong weapons together and people assume it'll be good. But I think this setup is pretty unintuitive, because like the main thing you'd want a thunder for is to shave off the Ancile shield, but the Torrent just goes through the Ancile shield anyway, so it just seems like you could have a better use of your heavy slot. And I mean, I'm not gonna be, I don't mean to be rude to anyone that actually enjoys running this, but I just think this is like, the weapons are good and good things can be done with this build, but I'm not giving it its own video, and I'm just kind of putting it here under the umbrella of, like, not even that the Thunder needs a buff, but, like, the Thunder should be used very specifically, in my opinion. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little rant on how the Thunder was the worst part of those builds.